Hi everyone, this is Adri with Raising Batman. I am going to try this again. I've tried to do this video several times today, and I hope I don't leave anything out and forget anything, because every time I try to do this, it cuts off or I don't get everything in there. I don't know what's going on between my phones and my tablets and everything, but my phone is messing up, and now I'm on my son's tablet, and I've tried sitting here doing this video for a while now, and it keeps cutting off, and I'm gonna try this again. If not tonight, then hopefully I can empty out my phone tonight and make another one tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to make this kind of quick. But I want to do this video on potty training because I want to share what we have done with Gage and what has worked with him, because now he is finally potty trained. Like, I'm so excited. I've been working on it for years, so this is not something that's going to be really easy and really quick. He is now 6 years old. He used to be potty trained when he was 3 years old, and he regressed. He had a lot happen, which I'll probably go into in another video. I'll probably make about regression and things like that and different stuff you can do to help that. But for now, I'm going to tell you, let me scoot this back a little bit, what we did with potty training this time around. These are things that his therapists have told me over the years, and I've just kind of done what they told me. But starting off, visuals will help a lot, and I have posted on my page a free printout of some visuals you can use. I think you have to put in like your email or something like that, but they will email you a PDF, and it has several different things on there you can use. I think one of them even has a potty chart. Like, I've used this one before. I'll say like go fast and go on potty, washing hands, and then there's a little spot on there for reward, like sticker or whatever you want to use. They are laminated, so you can like get reusable stickers on there too, and then it has like a little certificate on the back. It's kind of cute. There's stuff like that on there you can print out, or you can go to Google and Google like potty training clip art, autism, potty training, visuals, stuff like that. So mainly in ABA, there are two different kinds of potty training techniques. There is a very intense potty training program, and there's one where you just basically set up a routine. Now, if they are not quite ready yet for potty training, you want to do the routine thing, is what we did with Gage. And then once he was ready and I saw the signs that he was ready, we moved to the intensive one. So that's what you want to look for too, is signs that they're ready, because this is not going to be an overnight thing of like they're potty trained now. It's going to take a while, and really they just have to be ready. You can't force it. It's just going to happen when they're ready to. So I didn't try to put a lot of pressure on myself or him to get it done. It was just, okay, we're just going to set up a routine of going in the bathroom and sitting on the potty, and when you get it, you get it. When you're ready, it'll happen. It helped that I also have a 2-year-old at home. She's potty trained. She's been potty trained for quite some time now, and I take him when I take her. So basically, you want to make sure that they are staying dry when they're ready. These are signs that they're staying dry for at least like 30-45 minutes at a time, preferably like an hour or so. Doesn't necessarily have to stay dry overnight, but Gage has been staying dry overnight for almost about a month now. And he's been staying dry for a couple hours or so during the day. And you want to document when they are going in their pull-up. So dry diapers, wet diapers, BM diapers when they poop, because for the most part they're going to be doing it at certain time of day. So you can take them that certain time of day. Like for Gage, he always pooped at nap time. It was always at nap time. Whenever I would put him in his room, with his pull-up on and he was by himself, that's when he would go. So you want to document that so you can, if you don't have time to take them every 30, 45 minutes, they, are in school, they got therapy, whatever is going on at home. That way at least you can know kind of what time of the day would be better to catch it to where they can go. So there's that, and it depends on the behaviors of your kid. If, like, when Gage was younger, when he was potty trained, he wasn't afraid of the bathroom. So I would just sit him, I'd give him lots of liquids and sit him on the potty with his tablet, and he would sit there forever if I let him. He didn't really care. And I waited till he eventually went. And when he went, that's when I made a big deal about it, and we gave him candy, and we were, yay, and high-fiving and all that good stuff. So that was really cool that he liked, and a few times of doing that, it clicked for him. He still had trouble pooping in the potty, but he was peeing no problem, and he was in underwear, and he was staying dry all day. And then the only time he would poop is, like I said, I put him in his room for nap time for a pull-up, because he was still in a pull-up for nap and overnight, and that's when he would go. So we were kind of stuck at that point where he was dry during the day, and he would go pee out in public and at school and at home, but he was still pooping in his pull-up. So we never really got out of that stage when he was younger, but now it all seemed to kind of click to him. He's now, like I said, he's now 6. So, but when he regressed, we had to put him back in pull-ups because he literally would hold it until he just couldn't anymore. And his doctor was afraid he was going to start getting UTIs and things like that. So it was kind of like a medical thing at that point. So he was in pull-ups for a while, but then here in the past month or so, he's been staying dry overnight. He's been staying dry during the day. I would always, what I did is I just always kept that routine. I kept that routine of just taking him, asking him if he had dry pants, if he had wet pants. If your kid needs help figuring out the sensation of being wet, because some kids don't even care. They're like, whatever, I don't care if it's dirty or wet or whatever. A lot of the times the pull-up is absorbing it and they're really not feeling it. If they're not quite ready, to go potty or anything like that, but you kind of want to start the process. One thing that a therapist suggested was, and it worked well for Gage, is putting underwear on and then putting the pull-up on top of that. Because he still wasn't staying dry for long periods of time, but at least that way he could feel the sensation of being wet. So when he went, I'm like, oh, you have wet pants? Okay, let's go potty and change you. You take them potty when they're wet. So they know this is what we need to do, and always do it in the potty. Don't just change your pull-up or change them right there wherever you are, changing table, changing pad, whatever. Take them to the potty. Even when they poop in their pull-up, always take them to the potty to change it. What I did with Gage is I would, rip the sides of the pull-up. I had a wipe warmer just sitting on top of the toilet there, and I'd have them bend over the toilet, wipe them and clean up there. Or laying down, if you want to put a changing pad or whatever, but I would have them just do it in the potty so they know that anytime you pee or poop, you need to be in the potty to do that. So we did that for a while, and it got to where Gage was kind of afraid of the potty. He got to where he was a little more sensitive to sound and didn't like anything to do with that, but he did like water. So we would let him go in the bathroom and play in the sink or something like that. So what helped us a lot was visuals and timers. So we would get him in the potty and set a timer. So even if he could sit for 5 seconds on the potty, just put that timer up and okay, all done. And you eventually get to where that timer is longer and longer and longer. To where he's sitting for, I think they didn't do more than 2-3 minutes in ABA, but this time around at home, when he would stay dry and I knew he needed to go, and he had had lots of water or something like that, I switched over to the intensive program when I knew he was ready. When he was showing all these signs, he started, like I said, he was staying dry overnight. He was staying dry for long periods of time. He was aware of when he was wet and when he pooped and stuff like that. He wanted me to change him. Um, he would kind of go off and hide to go poop, things like that. And also, I mean, it just seemed like and he was pulling out his thing and stuff like in class and kind of like was kind of more interested in it. So I'm like, maybe it's time. Maybe it's time. Let's try it again. Um, the whole underwear thing and just underwear. So what I did is when he came home from school, he hadn't gone potty yet, so I took him straight to the potty. He didn't go. I put him in underwear. He had an accident. So I put him back in underwear overnight though, because he had been waking up dry for a long time. So then I took him in the morning. Still nothing. He went to school. He had an accident. Of course, I let his teacher know that I was taking him in underwear, things like that. So when he came home and he hadn't peed all day, he just had that one accident at school, I knew he needed to go. He had been drinking water all day, so we didn't get up from the potty until he went. He wasn't really happy about it. He wasn't like crying or screaming or anything like that, but he didn't want to go in the potty. He knew what I was trying to do because of, like I said, and then I don't remember if I said it in this video yet or not, but if you're okay with it, let him watch you go potty too, so he knows what you're expecting him to do. I also had Harley. Like I said, I would take him whenever I would take her, so he saw what she was doing and like, okay, this is what you're wanting me to do. So he knew what I was trying to get him to do. He didn't want to do it. So I turned on this app. I also have this app on my phone that helped him a lot. It was called Avakid. That actually had an avatar on there, and you can make it look like them, whether it's a girl or a boy, and put their name on the shirt, and like if they had brown or blonde hair or whatever, and it would show them going potty. It would show them saying, "Go potty, please," and walk to the bathroom, pants down, sit on the potty. So it went through like each little step and it was showing what they did. So now that's what Gage uses to communicate with me that he needs to go. He'll say, "Go potty, please." He's scripting the app, but he's also using it in the right context. He's telling me he needs to go. And he would also tell me what he did, like, "I go pee pee," or "I went poo poo." And so that app helped a lot. I'm not sure if it's still available, but if it's not, there are plenty of potty training apps out there. There's a lot of them. So that can be another good visual to use as well. So he finally went. He finally peed in the potty, and he was so shocked and surprised when he did. Like, he was just like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" And he saw how happy I was about it, and we were clapping and high-fiving, and having a little party. And he got so super excited. His face lit up. He was smiling. He was just like, "Oh, cool, awesome! This is what you wanted me to do, and it's okay. Like, you don't have to be scared about it or anything." And it was like the next day he was pooping in the potty for me. I just kept that routine. So you just have to be very, very patient and consistent. Consistency for sure, because I know it was over a year that it was taking him to the potty every 30, 45 minutes to an hour. Sometimes it had to be like every 2 hours or what was going on or whatever, but it was still just constantly keeping that routine, doing the timers, doing the visuals, everything, and then eventually he was ready. Like I said, I didn't try to push or force it or anything like that. It was just keeping up the routine of it until he was showing more signs that he was ready. And that's when I did the more intensive program, because the more intensive program is basically sitting them in the bathroom and waiting till they go. So basically you're like giving them water and drinks and stuff on the potty. They have a book, they have a toy, they have their tablet, whatever, just sitting them on the potty until they go. And then you can make a big deal about it, and they can figure out that, oh, this is what you're wanting me to do. Okay, cool. So, yeah, I think, like I said, I know there's stuff that I said in the other videos that I know I'm probably going to go back and watch this and be like, oh crap, I forgot to mention that. But always feel free to message me or comment if you have any questions or anything. It happened pretty quickly for Gage. It only took maybe about 3 or 4 days, and he's not having accidents. He's telling me when he needs to go. Back before when I had him potty trained when he was 2, 3 years old, he was completely nonverbal. No words, no pointing, no nothing. So you can still do it if your kid's nonverbal. Basically, like I said, when I sat him on the potty, I just sat him there until he went. And I just would take him. He never told me or was able to point or whatever when he needed to go. It's just we just kept that routine. Teachers, therapists, all that kept that routine of we go, certain times, or we'll go, like I said, every 45 or a couple hours or whatever, because he was staying dry for a couple hours at a time. And he would just go for me. Especially if I was giving him candy or if I was giving him little ice cream sandwiches or whatever it was at the time that he really wanted. This time around, I used his tablet as an enforcer. There was times where he wanted to get up. He wanted to go in his pull-up. He didn't want to go in the potty. And I told him, I had his tablet kind of right in front of him. I'm like, well, do you want your tablet? He'd tell me, yeah, I want tablet, please. And I'm like, okay, go potty. And he would. He'd kind of fuss about it a little bit, like, but I'm like, okay, you don't get your tablet then. And he went, and then I would give him his tablet, and then it was all good. So, like I said, you got to make sure that they're ready. And if they're not quite ready, you'll know. Try it, and if it doesn't work, then you can always just keep up that routine and try the intensive thing again later. So, but I think I was going to also make another video about some of his regressions and things like that with potty training, or just in general, and different things you could do to help that. But I think I'm going to make that another video, another time, because it's getting late and I'm ready to go to bed. So, yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, comments, anything like that, just let me know. I'm sure I can find some more links or videos or whatever to share on the page. I found a lot over the years, but basically everything that I've seen, it's really not a whole lot different getting your neurotypical kid potty trained and your kids on the spectrum potty trained. It's all the same stuff that I would normally use anyway, because even with my typical kids, I would use visuals and potty charts and reward systems and everything like that. So it's all the same stuff. There might be things here and there, like I said, with putting the pull up over the underwear, or just whatever that you might not do with your typical kids. But it's just consistency. So just keep it up and be patient. It'll eventually happen. I'm just relieved it finally happened for Gage. I'm super excited about it. Both my kids are out of diapers now. Yay. So, all right. Thanks.